And did those feet, in ancient time, walk upon England's mountains green? And was the Holy Lamb of God on England's pleasant pastures seen? And did the countenance divine shine forth upon our clouded hills? And was Jerusalem builded here among these dark satanic mills? The opening two stanzas of Blake's epic anthem, Jerusalem, came to my mind on a visit back to the UK in April of last year. At the time, we were on a short break visiting some friends who live in the Peak District in Derbyshire, right in the centre of England. Jill and Athol live in the village of Cromford. Cromford lies directly halfway between Chatsworth House, 12.5 miles to the north, the seat of the Duke of Devonshire, and Kedleston Hall, 12.5 miles to the south, the family seat of the Curzons. Cromford is a world apart from the nearby stately homes, and yet it is a microcosm of a pivotal time in the history of the United Kingdom. In that 25 miles is the difference between aristocracy and industry, between inherited wealth and entrepreneurship, between feudal Britain and the emerging nouveau riche. I was struck by the historical significance of this tiny corner right in the centre of England. The extravagance and sheer scale of Chatsworth and Kedleston contrast strongly with Richard Arkwright's Cromford Mill, which saw the birth of the factory right at the commencement of the Industrial Revolution. Whilst the French were overthrowing their monarchy, the English were busy creating new industries and saw the move away from the growing economy to heavy industry in the towns and cities of Britain. Chatsworth contains a unique collection of priceless paintings, furniture, old master drawings, neoclassical sculptures, books and other artefacts. The main entrance hallway soars above the visitor and leads to a myriad of anterooms, dining rooms, bedrooms, reception rooms, libraries, ballrooms, kitchens. Chatsworth has a total of 126 rooms. The grounds of Chatsworth are as impressive as the house. They attract around about 300,000 visitors a year. There's a complex blend of different features from 6 different centuries and covers 105 acres. There's a staff of approximately 20 full-time gardeners. The dominant feature of the grounds is the Cascade, a set of stone steps over which water flows from a set of fountains at the top. It has 24 cut steps, each slightly different and with a variety of textures, so that they give a different sound when water runs over and down them. 25 miles to the south lies Kedleston Hall. The Curzon family have owned the estate at Kedleston since at least 1297 and have lived in a succession of manor houses near to or on the site of the present hall. That was commissioned by Sir Nathaniel Curzon, later the first Baron Scarsdale, in 1759, as a riposte to Chatsworth. The design of the 3-floored house is of 3 blocks linked by 2 segmentally curved corridors. Such is the extravagance that even the floorboards are curved in this section of the hall. The ground floor is rusticated, while the upper floors are of smooth dressed stone. The central, largest block contains the staterooms and was intended for use only when there were important guests in the house. The east block was a self-contained country house in its own right, containing all the rooms for the family's private use. An identical west block contained the kitchens and all other domestic rooms and staff accommodation. The neoclassical interior of the house was designed by Adam to be no less impressive than the exterior. Entering the house, you are confronted by the marble hall, designed to suggest the open courtyard or atrium of a Roman villa. 20 fluted alabaster columns with Corinthian capitals support the heavily decorated high-coved cornice. Adam did away with the distracting windows and lit the hall from the roof through innovative glass skylights. This great country house contains collections of art, furniture and statuary. Kedleston Hall's alternative name, the Temple of the Arts, is truly justified. One of the notable features of the gardens here is a ha-ha, a trench one side of which is concealed from view, designed to allow an unobstructed view from the garden whilst maintaining a physical barrier in one direction to keep livestock out. By way of contrast, Cromford Mill, the world's first successful water-powered cotton spinning mill, was built in 1771 by Sir Richard Arkwright. Arkwright is often credited for inventing the spinning frame, later renamed the water frame, following the transition to water power. He also patented a carding system that could convert raw cotton into yarn. A self-made man, he was a leading entrepreneur of the Industrial Revolution. Arkwright's achievement was to combine power, machinery, semi-skilled labour and a new raw material, cotton, to create mass-produced yarn. His skills of organisation made him more than anyone else the creator of the modern factory system, especially in his mill at Cromford. He died at Willersley Castle, the mansion that he had built overlooking his Cromford mills, on the 3rd of August 1792, aged 59, and left a fortune of £500,000. It is of interest that at Willersley Castle there is also a ha-ha, in order not to spoil Arkwright's view over the Derwent Valley. As we gazed across the valley from Jill and Athel's lounge back at Willersley Castle, I pondered on the thought of the Devonshires and Curzons' green and pleasant land, and Arkwright's dark satanic mills, and realised that even now, more than 200 years later, there is still a void between old money and new money, as Rupert Murdoch and Mohammed Al Fayed have discovered to their cost.